Hello to all Leo people out there. I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your February 2020 tarot forecast. So, as you can see, I'm trying something a little different here. I've turned down the lighting a little bit, or turned down the lights a little bit. I've got the candle out behind me. Got the candle burning. See if maybe this makes for like a more nice atmosphere for the reading. I don't know. We shall see. It's just kind of an experiment, but we shall do the reading as usual. So, we would like a Celtic Cross forecast for all Leo people, sun, rising, and moon, for the month of February 2020. Let us see what we get. What will be the energy of Leo in the month of February 2020? All right, there we go. So, what is that strange, mysterious sound I hear right now? You guys hear that? I don't know, but hopefully it goes away. Hang on. Okay. Huh. Something weird with my speakers. What kind of strange energies are you guys calling through here exactly? But I simply turned the volume all the way down on my speakers and it went away. That's literally never happened before. I've had these speakers for years, so that's interesting. We light a candle and the freaking spirits are coming through. But anyway, here is your reading. The Star reversed. The Queen of Swords reversed. The Ten of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords. The Five of Wands. The Ten of Swords. The Six of Cups reversed. The Devil. You've got the forces of darkness heading your way. I'm kidding, we'll see. The Two of Wands reversed. And a final outcome card of the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Now, I just made a cup of green tea before this. I'm going to take one sip of it before we begin, because I barely had any of it so far. And let us dive in. So, for your current outside influences, how you're beginning the month of February 2020, you indeed have the star reversed. So, there is this feeling or this sense in this card when it's reversed of a lack of freedom, of heavy burdens and limitations, and like the sense of hope fading, or of the light of hope is getting a bit dim and is not as powerful as it once was, or we had once experienced it to be, or want it to be. Um, Particularly because when this card is upright, we have the idea of hope and like the hope for the magnificence of a life beyond trauma or after overcoming a great darkness, a great ordeal. Well, when it's reversed, there is this heaviness, or like it feels like the hope is fading. And as I look further into the reading, let's just see here. There are some indicators of that hope going sort of up and down throughout this month. So we shall explore that further. For your challenge card, you got the Queen of Swords reversed. Well, let's just look at it upright for a bit. So the Queen of Swords as a challenge card. Your challenge being able to perceive things clearly and accurately, to not be deceived, not be tricked, not be fooled, especially when it's crossing over the star card reversed, as we just saw, to maintain your mental clarity and your intellectual rationality and logic, I would say. With this being a court card, it could also manifest as an air sign female. So that would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And with the card showing up as the challenge, this person may pose a bit of a challenge for you this month, or just play a significant role in your life this month. So do be aware of that. For the underlying energy, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So now we're coming to a very positive card. This represents everything forming a foundation for your current situation and this month. And this is a card of great success, of completion, of great happiness and satisfaction from like a life well lived and that sort of thing. Now, it is just the underlying energy, but the good news is it's showing that you're very well supported this month, well supported by past successes or by other people who are strong and stable and successful, um, or by manifestations that are of a steady, strong, stable, earthy nature. This is the Ten of Pentacles, Earth. And of course, Earth is all about stability. So we have that. And as you may have noticed earlier, we also have another 10 coming up with that 10 of Swords. So 2 10s, the 10th house is activated for you this month. That is the house of career and your public image and your public life, the part of you that everyone else sort of sees on the surface or in a very public way, like your standing in the community, your reputation, stuff like that. So expect that area of life, your career and or public image, to be very much activated this month, in all likelihood. All right, so for the past, you got the Knight of Swords. This represents the recent or not so recent past and issues you may have had to deal with. So the Knight of Swords, the fiery aspect of air, the aggressive and willful and passionate part of the intellect and communication. And so you're getting a lot of air energy, especially early in the month here, early in the reading. And so it's interesting how we went over like your challenge this month being to maintain a clear intellectual, logical perspective on things, because now here in the past, if this is representing issues that you've had to deal with, then perhaps indeed you've quite literally had to deal with issues of keeping your thoughts clear, of maintaining an awareness of a situation. And so that is, of course, affecting how things play out this month. However, don't forget, though, the intellectual passion that is inherent in this card. And it's almost like the cards are saying that there is some truth that needs to come out. And maybe you tried to get that truth to come out in the recent past, but you weren't entirely successful. And or like maybe the truth came out, at least to some extent, but it led to other problems or challenges and led to that feeling of heaviness and a lack of freedom and like sort of the fading light of hope, as we see with the star reverse card there. So we have that. And of course, this could be, with it being a court card, another person, air sign male in this case, adult air sign male, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, who was in your past. And since this is a general reading, it may even be that the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords for many of you are actually talking about the same person, whether male or female. And it would likely be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So you may have that as well. For what you hope to achieve this month, you got the Five of Wands. This is what you're reaching for, your highest hope, your highest goal, what your mind is focused upon this month. Well, Five of Wands, a card of ego conflict, a card of competition, a card where people are fighting because everyone wants different things. And it's symbolic of creating from the egoic state of consciousness rather than from a deeper, more authentic, true self form of consciousness or awareness. And so this is what you're hoping to achieve. Well, let us see here in this context. In this context, I would say that the vast majority of you are wanting to very much present what you have to say or something that you're trying to express, or like something you're trying to assert, and almost like you're trying to use brute force to break through these heavy, oppressive limitations, like trying to use like sheer willpower to break through the heavy oppression that we saw and went over earlier. So that, I mean, that can perhaps be a good thing sometimes and maybe not so good other times. I think it's going to be up to you to make those determinations for yourselves. But indeed, very interesting stuff there. So it's a very, very Leo thing, to boldly push through anything that is trying to hold you back from your freedom. And, well, I don't blame you. For the near future, representing about the first week or two of the month, you got the Ten of Swords. Yet again, speaking of the truth coming out or something along those lines, this card is often an indicator of the truth coming out, of illusions shattered, of no more lies, of the manifestation of thought. Something has or is coming to a culmination point. Something is coming to a head, and it has to do with the energy of air. So a truth coming out, the manifestation of thoughts, that sort of thing, a sort of pivotal point in that first week or two of your month, involving this idea. Now, it is true in a more negative sense that this card can represent the idea of defeat and loss and being quite literally backstabbed, as the image sort of implies. Now, I don't know if that's really entirely likely for you guys, because I'm not seeing enough cards that would indicate it being that heavy of a development or that hard hitting of a thing. But if things get a bit rough during that first week or two, I would say don't be surprised, but it's not like it's going to be the end of the world, although we do have the Devil card coming up. So that's my only disclaimer. And actually, going to do for you guys what I often do from time to time, which is draw an 11th card real quick for additional insight, just to get some more information. Okay, it is the Six of Pentacles, so that's very good and a very positive card, and we'll look at that in a little more detail later. So I'm trying to, this is one of those readings where it's like the cards are saying, oh, it could go a little bit more negatively or it could go a little bit more positively. Well, the Six of Pentacles is typically a very positive card, so that is good news. Now, speaking of sixes, for your attitude or position on the situation about halfway through the month, you got the Six of Cups reversed. The Nostalgia card, the card where you're feeling like there's a desire to go back into the past, to renew like a past romance or something of that nature, or a past creative spark or creative inspiration. Now, in an entirely different sense, this card can also be, how do I put this, getting sick of trivialities and searching for something deeper. And so it's an interesting sort of contrast. And with the Six of Pentacles that just popped up, and then this card, the Six of Cups, that sixth house is activated for you significantly this month as well. The sixth house of your work and day-to-day activities, your schedule, your subordinates, sixth house of health and illness. So I would say be careful with your health this month. That may be an issue for a number of you. Let me see, is there anything else with that card in the context of what else we're seeing here before we move on? Well, I hope, especially with the card that we're about to look at here, that there aren't like a lot of you or a number of you who have experienced some kind of betrayal or something, because it almost seems to be giving that vibe. What with the Ten of Swords we just went over, the Five of Wands, even the Queen of Swords showing up. But then again, it's leaning more positively. So I don't think it'll be that for most of you. I hope not. That said, the outside force coming in is the Devil. So this is representing something and or someone or some situation coming at you, coming towards you this month. And it is the Devil. Very often, especially in this context, this would be someone trying to deceive you or entrap you in some way. So do be aware of that. If you know that it's coming, you can do what you can to hopefully avoid getting caught up in it. This could be a situation that is very tempting to you, tempting you into like short-term pleasure, but that you know is bad for you in the long run. So do not fall for it. This could be just like very like basic sort of primitive desires or whatever that someone is trying to seduce you with. I'm sure that's about as clear as it needs to be. The main point is don't be deceived by whatever this is, and maybe the conflict is inevitable for a number of you, especially with that Five of Wands we saw earlier, but that doesn't mean you still can't try to do what you can to experience it in the best way possible. For your hopes or fears, you got the Two of Wands reversed. This is just continuing with our theme even further here. There's this fear here of conflict with another person, of conflict between one ego / willpower, one wand, and another ego willpower, the other wand. This also can be like the idea of a conflict between two different areas of your life and a concern about that. And so I think we've already kind of been over that. It can also simply be the idea of fatigue and low energy. If you're wondering what that light is, that's my grow light clicking on. So like a concern about, will you even have the physical energy to handle everything this month? Well, let us see. How does it turn out? The final outcome card is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So, and of course, we still have the Six of Pentacles coming up after this. So, Queen of Pentacles reversed. This is a card indicating a lack of security and stability, especially feeling financially insecure. It can be feeling overworked, too much going on that you have to do, too many, yet again, heavy responsibilities that's popping up in this. But hopefully it isn't anything too horrible. I wouldn't say it's guaranteed to be that. We're going to go over that Six of Pentacles here in a moment. Keep in mind, Queen of Pentacles reverse can also be conflict with an adult female earth sign. So that is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So be wary of that. Also keep in mind that Mercury goes retrograde this month, halfway through the month. And so if you're feeling overworked and stuff like that, well, Mercury retrograde tends to be a stressful time for a lot of people. And so I would say exercise a little more patience, perhaps. Things should be looking up by like late March, early April. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. Anything else about that? I feel like there was something else I wanted to say and it's kind of slipping my mind. I think maybe I just feel like I should remind you, all the Leo people watching this, that you don't have to have a total loss of freedom. Like when the star card shows up as the very first card and it's reversed, like, yes, the reversal is indicating a feeling of heaviness or oppression or lack of freedom and all that. But at least when I see that card, my experience is like there's still the possibility of freedom there and of that feeling of lightness there, or that sense of lightness and like reclaiming your awareness and peace and renewal with things is still there. So just keep that in mind, I guess, is all I'm trying to say. Now, the Six of Pentacles gives us some additional insight into the overall flavor of your reading this month, of your month in general. As I said, this card, I often use the 11th card, like if I draw one more card in a Celtic Cross reading, as sort of an indicator, a significator of what overall direction is the reading actually going in, and or how does it actually end? Does it end on a positive note or a negative note? Because this reading, like I said, it's almost like it's up and down, back and forth. Six of Pentacles is a very positive card, and it talks about the idea of like the rewards for hard effort coming to you, like the payoff for work well done. Also talks about integrity and sharing and things of that nature. So like the payoff and rewards coming in for hard work, for work well done, I would say is another sign or indicator of what I was saying just a little bit ago, that yes, the stuff you're facing now, the hard work you're doing now is going to pay off. It just may not happen this month. In fact, I got to be honest with you, it probably won't happen this month from the cards I'm seeing here. But give that Mercury retrograde some time, give the energy in general some time to play itself out some more. And I would say by late March, early April especially, we're all likely to see much better conditions, especially if we've been doing the work. So there you go, Leo. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this sort of different lighting condition and stuff, having the candle burning behind me. I guess it's not really, maybe move it like that, I suppose. Not really that visible, but at least it's something. Um, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give it a like and subscribe, especially if you want to see more content like this, because I'm always posting / streaming tarot and astrology related content to my channel, and also stuff on just like spirituality in general. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe. And other than that, I hope you have a great month of February 2020. Like, take it easy. Don't let things stress you out too much. But other than that, well, you are Leo the Lion, so let your roar be heard and do what you've got to do. All right. Bye for now.